I knew Jim was going to be working with his new student from New Mexico this morning, so I thought I would fly out to Pleasant Valley Airport and see if I could find them hanging around out there. I have this camera out on the end of my wing, and if I use the Bluetooth portion of the camera, it really drains the battery in a hurry. So I decided that I would wait until I got out to the run-up area and then quickly jump out of my airplane and go turn the camera on and then run back to my airplane and put everything back on and do my run up and take off, and that way I would save that 10 or 15 minutes of battery that I would have normally consumed if I had turned it on back at the airport. By doing this, though, I ended up with 2 or 3 airplanes backed up behind me. Normally you don't have anyone behind you, but this morning everybody decided to take off at the same time I did, so it put a little added pressure on me to do something very quickly. Okay, I'm ready to go, and I'm going to zoom up to the don't pass line really quickly.
Glendale Tower, experimental 222 Alpha Zulu at Alpha 1, ready to depart on 1.
Experimental 222 Alpha Zulu, Glendale Tower, roger. You have runway access?
Say again, 2 Alpha Zulu?
Experimental 2 Alpha Zulu, can you reach the runway or are you blocked?
No, I can reach the runway.
Experimental 2 Alpha Zulu, roger. Runway 1 cleared for takeoff. North departure approved.
1 cleared for takeoff, 2 Alpha Zulu.
Our Bonanza 5000 Bravo, hold short, ready for takeoff, runway 1, downwind departure.
Bonanza 5000 Bravo, Glendale Tower, roger. Hold short, runway 1.
Short, runway 1, 00 Bravo.
Okay, here we go. Notice how quickly this little Rand's Coyote jumps right up off the runway.
Bonanza 00 Bravo, runway 1, line up and wait.
Line up and wait, runway 1, 00 Bravo.
We're climbing out at about 1,000 feet a minute at about 75 miles per hour.
Bonanza 00 Bravo, the experimental at midfield will be northbound. Your southeast departure approved, runway 1, clear for takeoff.
00 Bravo, clear for takeoff, runway 1, downwind departure, traffic consent.
Moon 83 Tango, runway 1, line up and wait.
Line up and wait, 83 Tango.
I'm going to climb up to about 2,700 feet this morning and then head north.
Moon 83 Tango, runway 1, clear for takeoff.
Clear for takeoff, runway 1, 83 Tango. Zero Bravo, early turnout, sir.
Bonanza 00 Bravo, approved.
Tower 29 Whiskey's clear to the northeast.
Cherokee 29 Whiskey, frequency change approved.
Below me is the 101. I'm going to try to stay over it or a little to the east of it as Luke's airspace ends about at the 101.
Bonanza 00 Bravo, squawk 1200, please. Thank you.
It's a beautiful morning, not a cloud in the sky.
Mooney 83 Tango, do you have the yellow experimental aircraft plane inside ahead of you about a mile?
Yes, sir. I've got him inside. No factor. 83 Tango.
Very good. Thank you. Frequency change approved.
Frequency change approved. See you soon. 83 Tango.
He was talking about me.
Attention aircraft, Glendale Airport information. Foxtrot is now current. Wind variable at 4, altimeter 3010.
Wind's variable at 4. That's pretty easy to deal with. I like that.
Experimental 2 Alpha Zulu, traffic overtaking you back at about 5 o'clock is a Mooney. They're 200 feet above you now, 30 knots faster. He has you in sight. 2 Alpha Zulu. And experimental 2 Alpha Zulu, frequency change approved. Frequency change approved, thank you. 2 Alpha Zulu.
Zero Bravo. Frequency change approved, sir. Your squawk.
That is 0 Bravo, frequency change approved. Good morning.
Morning, sir.
Although I know exactly where the airport is, I decided to bring my GPS iFly tablet with me. And so I was fooling around with that a little bit, checking my indicated airspeed with my ground speed, and it looks like I have a quartering headwind from the northeast at about 7 or 8 knots. Since I have ADS-B in and out, I am able to see where all the traffic is around me, and that does add another layer of safety while flying in the metro Phoenix area.
Pleasant Valley traffic. Yellow experimental is about 15 miles to the south. Wondering if anybody's in the pattern, Pleasant Valley.
I was hoping Jim was flying around the airport there somewhere and had his radio on and he would hear me and respond, but no joy. Well, I did fly out to the airport, but I didn't see Jim's vehicle there. I did see his airplane parked, so I figured he wasn't there. I called him later and found out that he was there, but for some reason I missed his vehicle. At any rate, I've turned around and we are approaching Glendale Airport, and so if you're wondering, we are now going south.
Glendale Tower experimental 222 Alpha Zulu is over the Arrowhead Mall. We are inbound for full stop with Foxtrot.
Experimental 222 Alpha Zulu, Glendale Tower, make right traffic for runway 1, report midfield.
Right traffic for 1, report midfield, 2 Alpha Zulu.
I'm about 5 miles north of the Glendale Airport right now, and we'll be landing to the north. Time for a minor trim adjustment.
Tower 821, should we thoroughly switch for the single Victor?
821, frequency change approved.
Thanks, good day.
Okay.
Glendale Tower, 3879 Tango, holding shutter runway 1.
Tower 3879 Tango, Glendale Tower, runway 1, cleared for takeoff.
Runway 1, clear for takeoff, 3879 Tango.
Things are so different up here. except for the radio, you're all alone, and it's just a different world. It's hard to explain, but it's definitely quite a rush. Off to the right, you can see the runway. On the other side, about 2 miles to the left, is the Phoenix Stadium where the Cardinals play.
Glendale Tower, 2 Alpha Zulu reporting midfield.
Terminal 2 Alpha Zulu, runway 1 cleared to land.
1 cleared to land, 2 Alpha Zulu.
Well, the tower has given us permission to land this bird, and this is where all of the fun comes in, especially with a tail dragger airplane. It really keeps your attention and all your concentration. It's really a lot of fun, but at the same time it can be a little nerve-wracking.
Glendale Tower 60490 is 8.5 to the southwest inbound.
Cessna 49er Sierra Glendale Tower, make a straight in approach for runway 1, report during 3 mile final.
Straight in, runway 1, report 3490.
When I get to the numbers, I will cut the power back and pull the speed back to 60 to 65 miles an hour, and then I'll put in 1 notch of flaps. Then I'll keep my speed at between 60 and 65 miles an hour, turn base, and put in another notch of flaps, and then when I turn final, I'll put the 3rd notch of flaps in and try to keep my speed around 60 or so, 55, 60 on final. My big challenge is to always keep my eyes looking way down the runway. I have a tendency to want to look right over the nose, and of course that's when we have problems. Add a little power at the end and wait for the wheels to touch down, and there you have a pretty good wheel landing. I'm pretty happy with the landing today. Watch how the tail drops when I put the flaps up.